dignitaries on and off the dais, ladies and gentlemen, and the team of billets, because of which we are all together here and offering our views on very IIT initiatives being taken in respective fields. So very good, I must say late afternoon or okay, evening, very good evening now to everyone. So I have been told to moderate also the session, so it is not good for the moderator to start to impose himself first and push others afterwards. So I am sorry for this, because it was, I think, not a pre-planned one, it was a sudden development. So I am starting with my presentation. The theme of the session is mining the power. So I belong to coal sector. In fact, I am on deputation to Mahanadi Coalfields Limited as Chief Vigilance Officer. So I have been telling everywhere that whenever that coal comes, whenever one talks of coal, only one thing comes in mind instantly, general viewers, that घोटाला. तो उस घोटाले को टाला कैसे जा सकता है, उस पे आईटी इनिशिएटिव्स हम लोगों ने जो लिया है, उसके लिए मैं थोड़ा सा आपको इस स्लाइड्स के माध्यम से दिखाऊंगा. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, जस्ट ए वेरी स्मॉल ब्रीफ. Mahanadi Coalfields Limited is located in Sambalpur. It is the 100 million ton producing coal company. It has got an area of 2,700 square kilometers with 10 operational areas, 7 underground mines and 16 open cast mines. And it has got profit after tax 5,400 crore. So this is the brief of the company. So when I will be presenting my IT implementations, IT initiatives, it will be not restricted to headquarters. It will be restricted. It will be covering whatever I will be showing. It covers entire 2,700 kilometers of area. So there is nothing like pilot. It's just like a full holistic. You will get the holistic view of what we have done. We have divided our presentation just to citizen-centric services and use of innovative technologies. This is citizen-centric services. On the line of RailNet, we have CoalNet, and these are some of the things I will cover one by one. This is our CoalNet. You can see the entire 10 operational mines, underground mines, 7 numbers and 16 open cast, headquarters. It's all connected by CoalNet. So it is a very sound ERP package, robust ERP package. During 2012, it was in bits and pieces, working in headquarters, not working in areas. Some areas it was working, some areas it was not working. Since November 2012, we have stabilized it, and now it is working in the entire MCL area. This is the radio networking design, how that data transmission is there through CoalNet in all the operational areas of MCL. Now, directly coming to the business. Through this CoalNet, first thing which we have done is, there are number of complaints were there regarding that delayed payments to the contractors. So we started using this CoalNet tool for real-time monitoring of the contractual bill. Before using this, we were not knowing that what is in real terms, what is the outflow in terms of contractual payment is there in the company. But when we started using it, till date, since November 2012, till date, we have made 3,500 crore of payments to the contractors on real-time basis. And there used to be 100 number of complaints in a month. Now the complaint has reduced to just 2 or 3. And that too, where delay occurs more than a month. So we sort out the issues locally, because the delay of one, we talk to the areas and get those things sorted out. Number of complaints have reduced drastically by this real-time monitoring. This is the online generated, how the report is generated, payment date, bill status, everything is there on the core net. So one can, even the contractors can see that what is the status of their payment bill, and if any kind of flaws are there, they revert back to us and sorting out the problems if they feel that there is problems. One of the major initiatives which the Mahanadi Coalfields Limited took was e-procurement. This e-procurement, MCL is one of the pioneers. ONGC I think is the number one. It started I think during 2004-05. In MCL it started during 2009. In this, the salient features are there. All the security norms of Central Vigilance Commission is there in this. Online receipt of EFD. Technical evaluation is by the portal software. No offline documents. No technical evaluation by manual mode. Everything is online, including uploading of the scanned copy of documents. And I feel glad to share that since 2009 till date, 6,200 odd tenders worth rupees 5,940 crore has been finalized in just an average cycle time of 81 days. So if there is some system, which I want to emphasize that if there is some system, if there is an e-procurement system prevalent, existing, which can finalize the procurement requirements of the company in a cycle time of 81 days, then I think that system qualifies to be called as a robust system. And one most important thing is that our cost of advertisement, which were earlier during manual days, it was 2 crores on only advertisement, that has come down to only 20 lakh. 1,000 rupees was the cost of tender. Per tender was 1,000 rupees. It has come down to 30 rupees. Cycle time was 180 days. It has come down to average 81 days. And there is a provision for feedback also on each status, and this all can be viewed by the contractors. Then as a forward linkage to e-procurement portal, MCL is one of the, I think, first companies which has introduced auto refund of EMDs. When we checked our balance sheets during 2012-13, 16 crore of liabilities was there on account of EMD refunds. When we tried to improve the situation, we shot one letter, 2 letters, 90 lakh to 1 crore of rupees got released, but that was not a permanent solution. So, in consultation with NIC Chennai and Axis Bank, we devised a module as a forward linkage to our existing e-procurement, where today is the bid opening date. Today the L1 bidder is declared, and X plus 1 day. X is the date of the declaration of L1 bidder, plus 1 date is the popping up of the names of unsuccessful bidder on the screen, and with one mouse click on X plus 1 day, the refund of the EMDs takes place back to the same account from where the EMD was remitted to our portal. So this is one thing which is working very well, and this we have got inaugurated during the Vigilance Awareness Week 2013, and since then till date 4 crore of EMD settlement has taken place in a hassle-free manner. Yes, of course there are some issues in this, like some failed transaction or litigation like that. So there we have got one provision of support admin. So all those funds goes to that support admin, and then with the help of negotiations and this representations, those are again channelized back to their accounts of the contractors. This is one area where we used GPS-based vehicle tracking system. This was during the peak summer season, peripheral villages were requiring the drinking water, where there was no transparency, number of trips were faked. It was based on the vague number of trips, the contractors were raising the funds. Company used to spend 5 crore rupees in just 3 months during the peak summer season. So we, in NIT, we put a condition that GPS system has to be installed in all the tippers which are carrying water, drinking water to the peripheral villages. With this, what has happened? Not only that has resulted into reduction in number of hindrances due to the IR problems, but also companies saved 1 crore 30 lakh throughout the MCL in one year. And the number of number of trips got checked. There was a clear-cut transparency in the generation of report. Exception report could also be generated. The next was our personal information module. This is also through Colvin. Earlier, we used to have only personal information system of executives. MCL has 22,000 odd executives and 22,000 employees and 12,000 contractual employees. So now we have all put on Colnet the PIS of executives, PIS of non-executives, and even PIS of contractual. When we saw that there has been exorbitant wage bill raised by the contractors for the contractual employee, an idea came into our mind that why not to have a PIS for the contractual workers also, so that this unnecessary and exorbitant wage escalation bill, there will be a, you can say, check on those kind of pay bills. So this is now working very well, and also we are knowing that how much contractual employees are there in that particular month. So month-wise data we are getting on the contractual employees now. Now these were the one part which was citizen-centric services. Now the last part is use of innovative technologies. Use of innovative technologies, you know that there is a lot of scope of corruption in coal payment. And if coal tippers can be monitored and if the payment can be transparent, then the image and repute of the coal company can be upscaled, because these days the coal sector is being seen with lot of suspicious eyes and everybody is skeptical about what is happening in the coal sector. Because lot of it was in the news for bad reasons. But thing is that now the things are changing. Now I would like to show one small clip. Now see, this was what was happening previously. How the coal tippers were being weighed. इसको static वाला. This is how it was, because any company which is handling 100 million tons of coal, with this system, with this static weigh bridges, where the trucks is standing, truck comes, halt, driver gets down, goes to the weigh bridge clerk, gets the slip, 100% payment was not possible at all. And when 100% payment is not possible, definitely there is going to be fudging of all coal records at the end of the day. Now, what we did this. Now you see, these are the tippers, same tippers which were there, but it is not halting. These are RFID tags. This is RFID. This is RFID chip here. Identified trucks are coming, passing through the in-motion weigh bridges. Both sides. It is one side. This is another side. Both side weigh bridges are there. Both side RFID is there. and this is continuous movement of truck is taking place. So even if we produce tomorrow 200 million ton, then also we will be able to weigh 100%. So this is the RFID tag, RFID. This is the truck goes. Now you see this has passed 3 to 5 kilometers of speed. Now come inside. What is happening inside? No manual generation of records. Everything is getting recorded here instantly. It goes. And the weight is recorded here. Weight is recorded here. Vehicle and weight is this. So like this, the process goes on. It's a continuous process. It has simplified the process of coal payment. Next, now when the coal tipper passes, that data straightway goes to central server. I have taken the data because there will be a connectivity problem here. So 21st August data, what is the air weight, what is the gross weight, what is the net weight, truck number, ID number, everything is there, and straight weight goes to central server. So at the end of the day, nobody can manipulate with any kind of weight of the coal. Earlier, there used to be an average kind of thing that okay, do it 16.5 ton per tipper or do it 17 ton like that. So that business is over. We have covered 50% of the weight bridges have been covered with this coal net connectivity. Remaining 50% is in the process. Within another 2-3 months, that process will also be over. Now this is another thing which we have done now. How do we monitor our tippers? How do we monitor where the tippers are going, whether any tippers they are doing violations, or where actually the movement of tipper is, whether in our mine areas or going somewhere outside this. So by this way we are monitoring it is a video kind of thing. We could have shown online also, but connectivity problem would have. Now this is a geofencing we have done of all our mines. Then it is a vehicle tracking. See, this is if you want to know that previous day, even in night time 12 o'clock to morning 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock, where our vehicle has travelled. So we can get by this, its vehicle tracker is there, it can show that the tipper has, what is the past history of that particular tipper. So we can keep check on the movement of the tippers sitting in our office through CoalNet and through our Google. Now this is a coal tipper violation. What is the ID number, RTO number, date, time, what is the speed and what is the location, odometer reading. Next, CCTV footage of Now we have got integrated package. We have got RFID also, we have got GPRS also, we have got CCTV also. So now this is the CCTV footage. A snapshot comes from different angles. With this, we can check that whether the tare weight of the vehicle is being taken correctly or not. Sometimes what one assistant of the driver will climb on the truck and it will increase the tare weight, and the coal, 200-300 kg of coal will get on, pilferage of the 200-300 kg of coal will go on, and nobody can have any records or documents to prove that it is going on. So by this, at least we can check on those fake tare weight, and then we can monitor quality also. What is the quality of the coal being supplied to the consumers? So that is also one thing which has happened because of the intervention by the CCTVs. Then how many trips coal tipper has made, that can also be done with this GPRS based monitoring system. Then vendor wise trip detail we also get. How many trips of that particular vendor, so that you cannot claim any kind of bills based on manually generated trip claims. Everything is online. Vendor wise vehicle violation. So at the end of the day, we can say that today total there were 300 violations on your side, because since we have started this initiative just 1 month before, so number of violations are there. I am hopeful that with the strict monitoring, day by day, this number of violations will come down because they are being monitored. So this was the presentation, and these IT initiatives could not have been possible without the support of all. So it's a team effort. It's a system, it's a team effort. Leadership is provided, leadership is important, but thing is that a strong, energetic, vibrant team is more important, and without all the stakeholders on a common platform with a common vision, with sustained efforts and follow-up, nothing is possible, as has been deliberated throughout the day. So I am thankful to all of you for patient listening, and thank you ELS for giving me a wonderful opportunity to interact with everybody.